Hello, Jaime from Inky&Scrappy back with my Get Creeping on Halloween make for September 2025. Judgy cat. So I started with some Scrapbookdotcom mixed media A2 size paper. I love that it's already cut down to size. So all I have to do is take it out of the little pad that it comes on. I'm using my mini Misty on this one, and I did end up taking out, the under thing because I'm using red rubber from Unity Stamps. The I Bite Pissy Kitty. It's adorable. I love the Pissy Kitty line. They're just like grumpy and adorable. Like if you have a cat that's grumpy and adorable, you understand, right? They just always look grumpy. Yeah, I might own a few. Anyways, so this is a technique that I saw Andy Skinner do. He designs stamps, I think the company closed. I have one of his robot stamps and I love it. But I saw a reel last week, I think, of him doing something like this. I don't know exactly what ink he used. I'm using Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress ink. So I'm not using an oxide. I'm using just the Distress line, which is just a dye ink that reacts to water. So any water reactive ink would work for this. If you don't have a water reactive, you can always try it and see if it's going to work. I did the mixed media because I knew I was going to use water and watercoloring. So watercolor paper probably would have worked well for this one too. But basically, you stamp your image and then you add water to it. And then you just kind of let the water kind of flow, move it a little bit, and you let it do its thing. Keep the stamp in the platform. That's the number one thing on this technique. You can even color it and do this all in the platform. Like you wouldn't have to take it out. I took it out just because I like to work, on my glass media mat and not so much in my stamp platform. So I'm bringing in Tim Holtz Distress inks, like refills. Even Distress ink pads would work. Just mush it on your work surface. Any watercolor medium would work for this. I'm bringing in Carved Pumpkin, and then I brought in what's the marine one? Uncharted Mariner for my other tone for this one because I wanted to make the cat orange. I thought about making it black or gray, but I wanted some color to this, and I didn't want it to be because we've already got all that black with kind of the background look to it. So maybe if I would have done a scorched timber instead of the black soot, I maybe could have gone with a black cat. But I liked, the orange, the pop of orange for Halloween, of course. And then, of course, the new pumpkins or, the new variety that's kind of that tealy pumpkin is kind of where I was going with my jack-o'-lantern on this one. And then I did bring in some pine needles just for the little stem. Brown would have worked too. I probably wouldn't have needed to worry about it because really I think that green gets really lost in the end. Adding, a little bit more color, a little bit more layers. And then of course I wanted to do a little bit of splatter. So I'm bringing in my makeshift mini splat box. I have a bigger one, but it doesn't fit on my desk very well. At least when I'm filming, it doesn't fit very well. So I'm going to add some splatters on this one using those colors. I want to bring in some more of that orange and then some more of that aged mariner just to kind of, highlight those colors that are really, because they mix with the black soot when you're painting with them. And so they really don't look that bright, right? And so I wanted to add just the little touches of them on there that are going to be a little bit brighter. I think it's called like a fine detail brush, but it's got a really long bristle and it makes really good fine splatters. So I just clean my brushes off on my glass media mat. I'm very low key when it comes to, watercoloring, especially small images. It's not like I need a huge palette or big old jug of water to rinse my brush out. I go with the flow per se. So now is time to kind of put this one back into my stamp platform, making sure I line it up, so it's snug up in that corner. That's why I pulled in the Misty for this one, because I have that corner that I can tuck it in and I don't have to worry about trying to eyeball it. And so then I'm just bringing in the VersaFine Claire ink, which is, I think it's Nocturn black or something like that. But and then stamping that over the top, that is going to be a pigment ink, so it's going to be permanent. It's going to go over that watercolor, and it's going to, you know, stick out. That's kind of the whole point, right? So I am bringing in my Ohuhu glitter brush markers or pens for this one. I'm using a pink little nose, and then I brought in the yellow for my little jack-o'-lantern there, so it kind of has glowing eyes and, you know, mouth and nose, of course. I did bring in this purple, but it really ends up looking blue. But it kind of matches that mariner color, so it works. It worked fairly well. I was hoping it was going to be more purple, but it kind of just goes with the pumpkin, so it's fine color-wise. And then, of course, bringing in a white gel pen to kind of highlight the little eyes on my grumpy bat kitty here. And then remove that first stamp, of course, and leaving it in my stamp platform. I'm just going to pull in another sentiment stamp to stamp right underneath this one. This one was actually fairly quick and easy to do. It was really fun. I like this one. I want to try this some more with a few other stamped images that I have. I think red rubber fine detail is going to be your best bet for this one, because I think you just get, you know, that etched or the detailed stamp really kind of lends well to this kind of technique. It was fun. I liked it. Let's see. Get Creeping on Halloween is my monthly Halloween make all year long. So you feel free to join me with the Get Creeping on Halloween hashtag. Please tag me if you use it on socials, as I won't see it if I'm not tagged in it. I try to check them out every month. I'm not always great about it, but I try, and comment when I can. So sometimes I go back past months and, you know, comment then. I did cut my panel down a little bit. I think it ended up being 4 by 5 1/4. And then I just decided I needed to bring in some more of that teal. So I brought in, I think it's called Twilight from Close to My Heart, in that it's kind of got that aged mariner color to it. So that's what I did for my background piece of paper here, and brought in a A2 top folding card base. We'll put that one on the front here, and then I'm just going to put my card panel front on the top of this one, centering it as best I can. I will include some video footage of what I actually made this month for Get Creeping on Halloween. It's not, I mean, you know, it's a decor piece. It's amazing and fun, and I had a lot of fun making it. I'll explain a little bit of it when you get there. When it gets there, I enjoy Halloween, so my house is definitely decorated for it. And so that was my new piece this year that I made. I wanted to get to a altered art piece. It didn't happen this month, maybe next month, but there's no promises. So I did bring in some Trinity stamps embellishments here. This one is called Magic Mirror, and I think I end up bringing in the Margarita mix in a little bit. And of course, I think I over embellished, but you know, that's kind of par for the course. At least rewatching the video, I probably should have stopped with just the Magic Mirror. I wanted to bring in some orange, and I think my orange was too peachy. And I think if it was a darker orange, I'd have liked it better. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, if I overdid my embellish, or it was just that peachy orange that I'm not in love with. It happens. It's not the first time. Of course, my goal this year is to get the inside of the cards done when I'm doing them, so they're done and I don't have to, if I don't do it now, I very seldom come back to do the inside. And so I, you know, have been trying. I think I've been doing pretty good this year. There's a few that I've missed, but for the most part, I've been pretty good. So for this one, I did bring in another sentiment from that I Bite stamp set. To be totally honest, I didn't actually look at my front sentiment until after it was stamped. I just went on length and size of the sentiment, knowing that I liked all of the sentiments on the stamp set, so I wasn't too worried about it. And so, of course, this one just kind of goes very well with the outside. This card may contain spells and sarcasm. 100%. I also really love bringing in the image this year into the inside of my card. I just think it adds, I don't know, I don't want to say a touch of, I don't know, it just kind of brings that outside in, and it just kind of reiterates what the stamp looks like on the front. I don't know. I just like the artistry of it, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if that's the right word. I just like how it looks. Plus, there's less room for me to write. If you know, you know. It's my, weakness. Filling cards out. Not my thing. So I do clean up my stamp platform, semi-okay. And then, of course, it's just a matter of making sure it's dry before I fold it. And there is my completed make for Get Creeping on Halloween, September 2025. And there is the cauldron I made. So it's got iridescent Christmas baubles, and I hot glued them together, and then I did resin, like UV resin, to kind of help glue them together as well. And then, of course, here is my 3-tiered little spooky graveyard tray. So yeah, if you watched last Let's Start Stamping series, had my decor in my craft room. So I hope you guys have an amazing October. Keep getting inky, stay spooky. Have an awesome day. Bye.